Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today let's go over another Leetcode medium question in the Panda section that I just solved on my own without any assistance, so I'm really happy about this. This one wasn't too difficult and it's pretty straightforward, so let's go over it. And looks like the acceptance rate is pretty high, so looks like most people actually got this. So let's go over it and let me show you how I did it. Basically, you just want to make some observations. So you have these numbers and you have some gaps. And so when 4 is not there, that's the end. And then 7, 8. When 9 is not there, 8's the end, 7's the start. And then 10 is obviously the start and the end. So let's go ahead and loop over the log ID column. And what we're going to do is have a list called total. That's what I did. And current list. If not current, then current.append a. Otherwise, for starting here, we're going to say if a is equal to current -1 plus 1, then current.append a. Otherwise, total.append current.copy, cur.clear, because, for example, over here, 4 is not in here, 7 is not 1 plus 3. So we're going to clear it, and then we're going to append a. So we're going to start over again, right? And then let's print total at the end. And obviously you want to also include the last one, which is just 10 is start and end. Okay, so now you have this list, and what we want to do now is create this. So as always, return a data frame of type logs with the columns as start ID and end ID. Okay, just to create the columns we want. Obviously this is not correct because we just want to populate it with anything like dummy values. So we can just say logs start ID is equal to logs log ID, logs end ID is equal logs log ID. So now at least we have some values instead of nulls. So this makes the job easier because we can just loop over this now. So for I in range length total, so notice that we only have to fill out the first 3. So we're just going to do exactly that and then just return dot head length of total because that's all we need, right? These are all the ranges. There's only 3 ranges in total. So now what we can do is say logs starts ID of I is equal to total I of 0 because this is going to be the start ID of the current row. And then this is going to be the end ID of the current row, right? So logs end ID, I equals total of I. So the current list, -1, right? It's going to be 3. And then we're going to go through the next row and we're going to say 7 is 23, 4 is 24. And then here there's obviously 0 and -1 are the same thing. So they're both going to be 10. So let's run this and submit it. And there you go, passes all test cases. Again, I'm really happy about this, that I solved it on my own, and it's actually really efficient as well in terms of runtime and memory, which is pretty rare for a solution I came up with on my own. Usually I score like in the bottom 5%, but I guess this time is different. So again, pretty good question, very straightforward, and that's it for this video. Thank you for watching and stay tuned for more.